Hello everyone, welcome to online lecture series on Fourier transforms. This is lecture number 6. In this lecture, we define what is a Fourier sine transform and cosine transform in a finite interval. When solving a partial differential equation on a finite interval, whether it is a heat equation or a wave equation, it can be very helpful to use finite Fourier transform. So here in this lecture, we define finite Fourier sine and cosine transforms. Let f of x be the function defined in the interval 0, L. Then the finite Fourier sine transform of f of x is defined as fs of n is equal to integral 0 to L f of x into sine n pi by L x dx. And the inverse finite Fourier sine transform of fs of n is defined as fs inverse of fs of n, which gives f of x is equal to 2 by L sigma n is equal to 1 to infinity fs of n into sine n pi by L x. And the finite Fourier cosine transform in the interval 0, L is defined as fc of n is equal to integral 0 to L f of x cos n pi by L x dx. And inverse finite Fourier cosine transform of fc of n, that is fc inverse of fc of n, which gives f of x is equal to 1 by L times fc of 0 plus 2 by L times sigma n is equal to 1 to infinity fc of n into cos n pi by L x. Now let us solve some problems on this finite Fourier transforms. So we are continuing with our problem series. This is problem number 5. Find a Fourier sine and cosine transform of the function f of x is equals to 2x for 0 less than x less than 4. So here f of x is defined in the interval 0, 4. Therefore, we use finite Fourier sine transform. The finite Fourier sine transform of f of x is given by fs of n is equal to integral 0 to L f of x into sine n pi by L x dx. And here L is equal to 4 and f of x is 2x. So if we substitute the values there, we get fs of n is equal to integral 0 to 4 2 times x into sine n pi by 4 x dx. Now to integrate, we use integration by parts here. Then we get 2x into cos n pi by 4x by n pi by 4 plus 2 times sine n pi by 4x by n pi by 4 whole square within the limit 0 to 4. That is, this 4 goes up and becomes 8x into cos n pi by 4x by n pi plus 4 square, that is 16 into 2 is 32 sine n pi by 4x by n square pi square within the limit 0 to 4. Now if we substitute the upper limit 4 here, 8 into 4 becomes 32 by n pi cos n pi, this x is 4, therefore 4 gets cancelled and we'll have cos n pi here plus 32 by n square pi square into cos n pi by 4, this x is 4 here, so 4 gets cancelled and we have sin n pi here. And we know that cos n pi is equals to minus 1 whole power n. And sin n pi is 0. Therefore, this is 0 and this is minus 1 whole power n. Therefore, we got 32 by n pi into minus 1 whole power n. This is Fourier sine transform of the given function in the interval 0, 4. Similarly, we can find Fourier cosine transform of f of x also. It is left as an exercise to you. Now let us look into another problem. Problem number 6 is to find the finite cosine transform of the function f of x is equal to minus x for x less than c and pi minus x for x greater than c, where 0 less than or equal to c less than or equal to pi. So here also f of x is defined in the finite interval 0 comma pi. Therefore, we use finite Fourier cosine transform, which is given by fc of n is equal to integral 0 to L f of x cos n pi by Lx dx. Here L is equal to pi. So, substituting L is equal to pi, we get fc of n is equal to integral 0 to pi f of x into cos n pi by pi, that is cos nx dx. Now let us split the integral 0 to pi as 0 to c and c to pi. Between 0 to c f of x is minus x. 0 to c f of x is minus x here. And from c to pi f of x is equals to pi minus x. So if we substitute the values of f of x here, we get 0 to c f of x is minus x and c to pi f of x is pi minus x. So if we apply integration by parts here, we can get the next step, and if we substitute the limits, we get c into sin nc by n minus cos nc by n square. This is upper limit in the first term, minus lower limit is sin 0 becomes 0 here and cos 0 becomes 1. So this is 1 by n square. Similarly, when we substitute the limits in the second term, we get this term. So here minus c into sin nc by n and plus c into sin nc by n gets cancelled, and of course minus cos nc by n square plus cos nc by n square gets cancelled, and we remain with 1 by n square. We have cos n pi here. Cos n pi is minus 1 whole power n, therefore it is minus 1 whole power n by n square, plus we have pi times sin nc by n. So this is Fourier cosine transform of the given function. fc of n is 1 minus 1 whole power n by n square plus pi by n times sin nc. And finding finite Fourier sine transform is left as an exercise to you. So let us look into next problem. If fc of n, that is Fourier cosine transform, is given as cos 2n pi by 3 by 2n plus 1 whole square, then find f of x, that is f of x is inverse Fourier cosine transform, that is fc inverse of fc of n, where x lies in the interval 0, 1. So we know that inverse finite Fourier cosine transform is given by fc inverse of fc of n, which gives f of x. fc inverse of fc of n gives f of x is equals to 1 by L into fc of 0 plus 2 by L times sigma fc of n into cos n pi by L x. Here L is equals to 1 because the function is defined in the interval 0, 1. And what is fc of 0? So if we put n is equals to 0 here, n is 0 here, we get cos 0 is 1 by, because n is 0 we get 1 here, therefore fc of 0 is equals to 1. fc of 0 is 1. So this is 1 plus 2 times sigma fc of n is given by cos 2n pi by 3 by 2n plus 1 whole square into cos n pi x, because this L is equals to 1. So this is f of x. Therefore, simply we obtain inverse Fourier cosine transform of fc of n, that is given by f of x as 1 plus 2 times sigma cos 2n pi by 3 by 2n plus 1 whole square into cos n pi x. Now let us look into another problem. Show that the inverse finite Fourier sine transform of fs of n given by 1 by n times 1 plus cos n pi minus 2 cos n pi by 2 is f of x is equal to 1 in the interval 0 to pi by 2 minus 1 in the interval pi by 2 to pi. Is missing here. So is is f of x is this. So let us look into its solution. We know that Fourier sine transform of f of x given by fs of n is integral 0 to L f of x into sin n pi by Lx dx. And the inverse Fourier sine transform is f inverse of fs of f of x is 2 by L times sigma n is equal to 1 to infinity fs of n into sin n pi by Lx dx. Here we take L is equal to pi. Therefore, if we substitute L is equal to pi, we get 2 by pi, because L is pi here. Because L is pi here, we get 2 by pi. This is 2 by pi. Sigma n is equal to 1 to infinity fs of n into L is pi here. So, pi and pi gets cancelled and we have sin nx here. So, call this equation as equation 1. Now, consider f of x as the function. We are defining the function f of x as 1 in the interval 0 to pi by 2 and minus 1 in the interval pi by 2 to pi. Now let us find Fourier sine series of f of x in the interval 0, pi. It is given by f of x is equal to sigma n is equal to 1 to infinity bn sin nx, where bn is equal to 2 by pi times integral 0 to pi f of x into sin nx dx. Now let us split the integral 0 to pi as 0 to pi by 2 plus pi by 2 to pi. And in the interval 0 to pi by 2 f of x is 1 and the interval pi by 2 to pi f of x is defined as minus 1. So we substituted the values here and upon integration we get integral of sin nx. Integral of sin nx is given by minus cos nx by n in the interval 0 to pi by 2 and here in the interval pi by 2 to pi. Now if we substitute the limits and simplify, we get bn as 2 by pi times minus of cos n pi by 2 by n plus 1 by n plus cos n pi by n minus cos n pi by 2 by n. That is equals to 2 by pi times 1 by n plus cos n pi by n. 1 by n is this term. 1 by n is this term. Cos n pi by n is this term. And minus cos n pi by 2 by n minus cos n pi by 2 by n becomes minus 2 times cos n pi by 2 by n. Now let us substitute the value of bn in the Fourier sine series. The Fourier sine series is given by f of x is equal to sigma bn sin nx. Now we substitute the value of bn here. Then we get f of x is equal to sigma n is equal to 1 to infinity 2 by n pi into 1 plus cos n pi minus 2 cos n pi by 2 into sin nx. If we take out 2 by pi, we get 2 by pi is into sigma n is equal to 1 to infinity, and we know that 1 by n into 1 plus cos n pi minus 2 cos n pi by 2 is given as fs of n into sin nx. Therefore, we obtained f of x is equals to 2 by pi times sigma n is equal to 1 to infinity fs of n into sin nx. But from equation 1, what is equation 1? 2 by pi times sigma fs of n into sin nx is f inverse of fs of f of x. That is Fourier inverse sine transform of f of x, which gives f of x. And hence, we obtained the inverse finite Fourier sine transform of fs of n as f of x is equal to 1 for 0 less than x less than pi by 2 and minus 1 for pi by 2 less than x less than pi. Okay. So, we'll stop this lecture here. We'll continue soon in lecture number 7. Thank you.